it's Morgan from For the Love of Paper, and I'm here with my May Just Add Paper kit from D-lish Scraps, and that is the kit there. I'm just going to put it all in a little dish, get it all out of the packet, so I am ready to go. And I am scrapping a photo of Sam playing on the tire swing at the park. That seems to be his favourite, what are they, ride, activity, piece of equipment, I'm not sure what you want to call it, favourite thing at the park to do at the moment. So every time we head down there, he heads straight for the tire swing to have a big swing around, which is pretty cool. So I went through, sorted out all the kit, and I am trying to just use scraps for this project, other than the background cardstock that I use. I have just tried to use scraps. I need to get through my scrap pile. I've got a whole, it's like a A4 plastic folder thing, and it's about 1.5 inches thick, just full of little scraps of paper, and I'm determined to use up a big chunk of it, and just, I don't know, because I'm sick of it being there and I keep adding more and more and more to it, and I don't use it. So that's what I'm doing with this one. And I've picked out, because I am also putting this for the challenge at D-lish Scraps, I am using the kit as well as the mood board, which is all these sort of blues and greens and turquoisey colours. I've tried to match it as best I can to the colours that are specified on the mood board. I think I've done an alright job at grabbing colours that are fairly similar to what they've got there, and just doing some layers under my photo. This photo works really well because the soft form matte in the background is a very similar colour to what was in the challenge colours. So I didn't purposely pick that photo for that reason. It was just one of the photos that was sitting on top of the pile, and I decided that I would scrap that, and it happened to work out really well, which is pretty cool. Excuse me, sorry. I haven't put any videos up the last 2 weeks, I think, because I got a cold, a flu, a sore throat, lost my voice, everything, you name it, I had it. And I think I had a couple of videos that were scheduled to go up, and then after that I just couldn't record. I was hardly even in front of my computer very long. I've done some digital scrapping, but I can't, it's kind of pointless to try and record that. But I have been doing the load layout a day challenge this month, and the last week and a bit has been really hard for me because I haven't wanted to sit at my desk. I haven't even wanted to sit in front of the computer. So I have done it. I've managed to do it every day, and I think there's 3 days left in the month that I have to do, and then I'm done. And I've really, really enjoyed it. I've loved it. But because I've been unwell, it's just been a big, big drain on me, unfortunately. So that's why I haven't had any videos up in the last couple of weeks, guys. Because when I lost my voice for about 4 days, I think, which sucked. I couldn't yell at anybody. The house was a mess because I couldn't get out of bed to do anything, and I couldn't yell at anyone else to do anything. It was absolutely terrible. Obviously the boys loved it, but aside from that, that's why I haven't been around. So now that I'm feeling much better, I've still got this cough, but everything else is good. I should be pumping out the videos. I've got quite a few lined up, ready to go out after this one. So that's enough rambling from me. Back to the layout. What have I done? Oh, I cut down some triangles to put in the corners of the page to kind of go with the layout. And then I cut out that dark blue piece as my big background mat for the photo. And then I use that mesh stuff. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's kind of like, it looks like little like chicken mesh, but it's plastic and it's kind of got that holographic type of look to it, and it's really cool. And I didn't want to use it all up on this layout, so I just trimmed out a little thin border, so I've still got some more to play with on another layout. Actually, I think Sam wants a piece of it for one of his pages that he's going to do. So I layered that on the back with some of that tissue paper, and it doesn't look right at the moment. And I remember thinking to myself while I was doing it, this doesn't look right, this doesn't look right, that green is just too green, it just, I don't know, I didn't like it, and I nearly ripped it off so many times, but I'm glad I didn't. I stuck with it and worked with it and kept going. Persevered is probably the word that I'm looking for. And the lime actually matches the words that are on Sam's t-shirt there. I don't know what they say, you can't really read it, but they are a lime green, and they're almost a perfect match for that tissue paper. Coincidence yet again. This layout kind of had a lot of, well, the photo coincidentally fitted this theme a lot. And this piece here, I wanted to get it on the page, and then I thought it wouldn't work, and it was too big and chunky, but I made it work, and I'm so glad that I did. It came out, well, I think it came out really nicely, better than I thought it was. I really thought it was just going to be too clunky, too big. I really thought it was going to just be standing out far too much and not look right. But in the end, I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out after I glued it all down and stuff. See, and as you can tell, I have not glued a single thing down on this page yet, other than that tissue paper. I have just, everything's sort of in the balance, waiting for me to be happy with the way it's all laid out. And I've been doing that a lot lately. I just can't, I try so hard to commit to putting things down and getting them just stuck down, but I just can't. I don't know why. I have to fiddle and battle around with everything and make it so it's just right in my mind, which is crazy. I don't know. Does anyone else do that? Does anyone else just, like, I don't know, you hold off gluing anything down, no making a commitment until you're absolutely certain that it's going to be right? I annoy myself with it, but at the same time, it's just the way I do it, so it's just the way it is, I guess. Excuse me. I loved this piece. This is from an old Graphic 45 collection. Can't remember what it was called. Antique Shop. That's not right, but I can't remember what the actual name of it was. And I've had a 12 by 12 paper pad that I have hoarded for so long, because it comes with 2 pages of everything, and I think I'd used nearly 1 page of everything, and I've had the other, 12 pages just sitting there, hoarded away. And this was one of those ones that I was determined to use it up, and I'd used some on another layout that I did a few weeks ago, and this was a little leftover piece. And I had taken a photo of the layout before I took it all off the page so that I could know where it all went back. Oh, and there's my head and all my grey hair. Oh, it's terrible. I really need to go to the hairdresser and get some hair dye. So when you see me looking at my phone, I'm just looking to see that I'm matching everything back up to where it was to start with. Putting it up on some foam dots. I need to get some more of these. That I thought I had a whole nother packet. I could have sworn I had a whole nother packet, but apparently that little tiny section in the corner of that sheet is all I have left, which is highly annoying. I will be putting them down on my shopping list for scrappy supplies, which is good. I've sold a few things from around the house and some stuff out of my craft room, so I should be able to buy a few little bits and pieces shortly. All my money making. That, and I've been doing surveys online. Totally ridiculous. I made $40 the last 2 months in a row, so $80 in 2 months just from doing surveys online. It's freaking great. It's feeding my craft habit, which is awesome because I don't get very much money to spend on my craft habit. But this is kind of seems to be a good way for me to be able to feed the habit, which is nice. And Frank's happy about it because I'm not spending money out of the savings account. So there's a tip for people. If you need a little bit more crafting money, do some surveys. You'd be surprised how much you can make. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, $10 a week, but it's just time I would have been sitting watching TV, so why not? Yeah, so what else am I doing on the layout? Sorry, there was just a distraction here. I think I'm just sticking everything down. I got some of that cheesecloth mesh stuff. I'm not sure. I can't remember what it's called. Stuck that down, and that kind of balances out the big bit of green on the other side, so it doesn't look quite so green and in your face. So I glue all this down, and then I have a major blowout of the glue, because at the moment it wasn't coming out properly. It was just like this tiny little dot, and then as you can see there, I'm trying to pull out the bit of it, and I did cut it out of the video, but I stuck a pen in there, and then it just went mental. There was glue everywhere. Thank goodness it wasn't on my layout, but the mess was just horrendous, as is my hair. I do not like seeing my hair from behind. It is not good, not a good look at all. So yeah, just this glue went everywhere, and then I was trying to clean it up and smush it back into the bottle, and it wouldn't, and oh, it was a nightmare. Another crafting disaster. But as you can see now, it's coming out perfectly well after that, so that was good. Stuck down a flare badge, and then some of those little resin flowers, and it kind of there's a bit more of that lime green again, so it kind of all ties in quite nicely once it's on the actual layout. Yeah, that looked ridiculous there. That didn't stay. I can't remember what else I did to this one. Popped a little tag up the top. I know I do a cluster down in the bottom right hand corner, but I'm not sure if I do that yet or not. Oh, I do use that as my journaling spot. I think it says today or something up the top. What we did today maybe, and I just covered up the first part of it and popped it on the layout. It kind of balances out, so there's something on either side of the photo that sticks out a little bit. And then I pop all my journaling on there. Not that there's anything really exciting to say about going to the park, but you know, it's the small things, and Sam had a really adorable smile, so why not scrap the photo? Oh, I don't even remember doing that. Seriously, didn't even remember that I'd put any of that washi tape down there. I don't even know why I did that. It looks kind of random. Oh, it looks alright. Okay, I'll go with it. And some of the twine. I see I was trying to use up lots of the little elements that came in the kit. So the twine and the mesh and the tissue paper and stuff. And they're things that I don't use very often in my layouts. In fact, hardly ever do I use those sorts of things. I'm quite I don't know, my layouts are not really very like 3D and bulky. I tend to make my layouts quite flat. I used to do a lot of 3D ones, like a couple of years ago, and I'm kind of leaning back into getting a bit more 3D, a bit more mixed media-y type of thing, which I think could be fun. I'm kind of looking forward to. I bought a few things recently to try and get me back into doing more 3D stuff and more mixed media stuff, which should be fun. Hopefully I'll be recording a few videos of my probably fails and popping them up on the channel, so you can look forward to watching those and see me struggle and fail, probably with the different things that I try out. I had a voucher, I got given a voucher for one of the art shops for Christmas, and I only just spent it the other day. I bought some really cool paints and some like glimmer powder stuff, and I bought some fun new ink, and I'm going to have a big old play. Now that I'm feeling better, I can actually go and sit down at my desk and have a play. So yeah, keep an eye out for one of those videos coming up shortly. And now just making the cluster down in the bottom corner, just to balance it out with what's on the top, and also the sketch that was going off. It had something in the top and the bottom corner as well, but they were both, it was kind of like half the page almost. There was a very thin gap up the middle, but it just didn't look right on my layout. It was just far too much, so I just did a tiny little thing down there, and then I just do a little cluster of bits and pieces. So some washi tape and some more of that. Do I use that? Yeah, some more wood veneer paper. I really liked that paper. And it's funny, I remember where I bought that from. I bought it from a stationery shop in New Zealand about 4 years ago. I have no idea what collection it's from. I've still got about 4 sheets of the different papers left, and these are like the last of the little scraps of the ones that I've used, and I don't know why, I just really, really love that paper pad, and I have used it a lot, which is good. It's nice to actually use something that you buy rather than having it sitting in the cupboard. And that's been like my favourite wood grain paper as well. It had flowers in one corner of it. But yeah, I just love it. Love the colour and the texture. Well, it doesn't have a texture, but you know, the pattern. And then I just pop my title in. Now, the camera did cut out, so the end of this video just cuts short in about 2 minutes. And I didn't end up put the rest of the title. It does end up saying lots of laughs. So there is an S going on the end of that. But yeah, my computer keeps running out of storage because it's crazy. And I didn't actually get a chance to film that. I didn't realise that it stopped recording. So that is why. And putting a bit more of that mesh under there, just to tie it in again with what's at the top. So then I've kind of got 3 little sections of that lime green colour, so the tissue paper on the side, and then the flower and the mesh on the right, and then a little bit more of the mesh down the bottom. And what else did I add down there? Oh, I added a little wooden circle, which was, I had all those circles that were the wooden piece that came in the kit, and that was just the centre bit out of the middle. And I think that's this layout nearly done. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!